Hi student, today in this video I am going to discuss some fact about force. Okay, force means all pushes and pulls are called force. Okay, suppose there is an object and this object we have to move from this position to this one. Okay, and for that what we have to do, we have to push the object. Okay, we have to push the object, that means we have to apply a force on this object in this direction, and only then this object will move from this position to this position. Okay, or another way, we can pull the object from this side. Okay, we can pull it and we can move it to this position. Okay, so that's why it is called, all pushes and pulls are called force. Now if we apply two or more than two force on a single body, then what will be the resultant force? Okay, now we'll discuss about resultant force. Resultant. So resultant force we can calculate when in a single body two or more than two forces act simultaneously. So when two or more than two forces act on a single body simultaneously, okay, then the net force on the body is called resultant force. So there is some method how can you calculate the resultant force. Case 1, when the two force act on the body parallelly. When they act parallelly means, suppose this is our object, these are the two forces which act along the same direction on the body, then the resultant force Fr, R stands for resultant, so Fr will be equals to F1 plus F2. We can simply add these two forces to get the resultant force. Now if we take F1 equals to 2 Newton and F2 equals to 3 Newton, then in this case resultant force will be equals to 2 plus 3 equals to 5 Newton. So in this way we can find the resultant force when the two forces acted on the body are parallel. Parallel means they will act along the same direction. Now if they act in opposite direction, then what will happen? Case 2, for the in opposite direction, that means like this. This is the body, one force will act along this way and another force act along this way. In this case the resultant force will be equals to the larger force minus smaller force. Suppose we consider here F1 is greater than F2. Okay. So resultant force is the larger force minus small r force. Suppose here F1 equals to 5 Newton and F2 equals to 2 Newton. Then resultant force will be equals to 5 minus 2 equals to 3 Newton. So this will be the resultant force. And the direction of this resultant force is always along the direction of larger force. So the larger force is F1. So direction of the resultant force will also be along this way. So this direction of the resultant should be same with the direction of the larger force. That means the object will move along this way. Okay. Now again, if we consider that F1 is less than F2, here F1 is greater. Okay. Then our resultant force will be equals to F2 minus F1. Then the direction of the resultant force will be this way. Okay. So the object will move along this way if from this side we apply the larger force. So next there is another condition, case 3, when the two forces act on the body perpendicularly. Okay, if they act perpendicularly, suppose this is the body, one force act along this direction and another force on the body along this direction. So in this case, the formula for resultant force is equals to F1 square plus F2 square. Okay. In this case, what will be the direction of the resultant? See, F1 is along this way, F2 is along this way. So this is the direction of F1 and this is the direction of F2. Then the resultant force will be along this direction. So here the object will move along this way. Okay. If we take an example, if F1 equals to 3 Newton and F2 equals to 4 Newton, then Fr will be equals to root over 3 square plus 4 square, that is 9 plus 16 root over 25. Root over 25 means 5 Newton. So in this way we can find the resultant force when the two forces act on the body perpendicularly. So now this is the various way how can we find the resultant force between two bodies when they act on a body simultaneously. So now we will discuss about types of force. Types of force. So there are generally two types. One is contact force and another one is non-contact force. So examples of contact force is frictional force. Frictional force. Another example, muscular force. Okay. Example of non-contact force is gravitational force. Gravitational force. Next, electrostatic force. Electrostatic force and magnetic force. See, first, what is contact force? Contact force is such type of force. This force come in action only when two bodies in contact, or we need to come in contact with the body to apply this type of force. So let's take the example of frictional force. So frictional force act only when a body move over the surface of another body. Okay. Suppose the lower one is a stationary object, it is not moving anywhere, and this object will move along this direction. Okay, it is moving along this direction, then frictional force will act in the opposite direction. Because every surface of every object is not perfectly smooth. Always there has been some irregularities. So in our naked eye, if we see it, we will feel like it is a smooth surface, but if you observe it with a microscope or anything like that, so we will see the surface of every object like this. There some irregularity will be there. So this object will also have some irregularity, and the surface of this object will also have some irregularity like this. So what happened? When this object try to move along this direction, in some cases the two surfaces will lock, and it will be difficult for this body to move along this direction, and due to this interlocking of these irregularities, a force acts in opposite direction which opposes the motion of this body, and that force is called frictional force. Okay, frictional force always opposes the motion of a body. It always acts in the opposite direction of motion of the body. And for this frictional force to come in action, these two bodies must be in contact. If there is no contact between these two bodies, there will be no frictional force. Frictional force will come only when these two bodies come in contact, and that is why it is a type of contact force. Similarly, muscular force. Muscular force is what? The force which are applied by our muscle to lift an object, to push an object, or to pull an object. We are applying our muscular force. So when we lift an object, we have to be in contact with the body. When we push it, we have to be in contact with the body. So similarly, in pushing also or pulling also, we have to come in contact with the body, and that's why muscular force is a type of contact force. So next, non-contact force. What is non-contact force? So it is a such type of force which come in action without any contact, without contact. That's the example of gravitational force. So in solar system, this is sun, and our earth is rotating in its orbit. So there is a very large distance between the sun and earth. So there is no contact between sun and earth, but between these two forces there is a gravitational force. They are always attracting with each other, and that's why due to this gravitational force only it is possible for earth to rotate in its orbit. So without being in contact, there is a gravitational force, and that's why it is called non-contact force. Similarly, if we take the example of electrostatic force, if we take a positive charge here and one negative charge here, then automatically these two charges will move towards each other, because between positive and negative charges there is an attractive force. So when these two charges placed at these two positions, there is no contact between them, though there is an attractional force between the two charges. That's why it is called non-contact force. Similarly, if we take two positive charges, then automatically these two charges will move away from each other, because there is a repulsive force between two positive charges. Again, magnetic force. If we take a magnet here and if we take a small iron piece here, then this iron piece will be automatically attracted and it will attach to the magnet. So when we placed here, there is no contact between the iron piece and the magnet, though this magnet attract this iron piece without being any contact. So that's why magnetic force is also a type of non-contact force. Okay.